fine day with a woof and a purr, a baby was born and it caused a little stir. No blue-blooded, no three-eyed frog, just a feline canine little cat dog.
So, last time I made a video about CatDog, you guys seemed to really enjoy it. I mean, seriously, that video took off like crazy and got over 1 million views. First of all, big thanks to everyone that watched that video. When I started this channel 11 months ago, I never thought that even in my wildest dreams that I could ever get 1 million views. That video far surpassed what I ever thought that it would, and it's all thanks to you guys, my viewers, and subscribers. Thanks to every last one of you for being a part of my YouTube journey. Recently, I've been in kind of a weird spot. I started a new job a while back, and it kind of consumed my whole life at first, but I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't give up on my YouTube channel because this truly is very important to me. So a while back, I took a little mental health break, and then I got right back into making videos, and in the spirit of getting right back into things, I wanted to tackle a good old show that brings me right back to my early childhood in a warm and fuzzy feeling kind of way. And what better way to do that than by revisiting CatDog. If you didn't see my first CatDog video, I'll leave a link to it down in the description. It's pretty good if you want to check it out. It's about CatDog's origin story, and it's definitely worth a watch after you watch this one. One thing I noticed in the comments of that video was a lot of people realizing that Dog sounds just like SpongeBob SquarePants, which is totally true. Dog is voiced by Tom Kenny, who did the voice of SpongeBob. He also did Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life, Eduardo in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, the Ice King from Adventure Time, a bunch of side characters in Rick and Morty. He was also Patchy the Pirate from SpongeBob SquarePants as well. If you look at his list of roles on Wikipedia or IMDb, it's actually incredibly impressive. But back to CatDog. This show is one that I have many fond memories of watching when I got home from school when I was a kid. It will always hold a special place in my childhood memories. That's why today, on our nostalgic walk down memory lane, we're looking at what I would call the top 5 most iconic episodes of CatDog. Number 5. Smarter than the average dog. So, this episode begins with Cat showing off his invention, the fly cycle, with hopes of winning first place at the annual invention convention. He has Dog helping him with the finishing adjustments, which doesn't really go too well. They get sucked into the machine and launched into the kitchen. Cat ends up wishing Dog could be smarter, so he gifts Dog some educational videos to stimulate his brain and improve his mind.
How to learn everything. Thinking is fun. It makes the brain happy. Hi, happy brain!
Dog ends up staying up all night watching the educational videos. By morning, Cat is incredibly impressed when he sees Dog using his breakfast to construct a model of an ancient pyramid. That same night, Dog stays up all night again, this time cramming in as many of the educational videos as he can.
A body at rest tends to stay at rest. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. A dog in motion tends to crash into the Great Wall of China is a great gadget. A heck of a nice gadget. In the autumn, please. Spring brings the flowers.
Cat wakes up the next morning, startled because Dog's brain is now bulging out of his head.
My mind has been expanded, Cat. I watched all 632 tapes 7 times.
With Dog's newfound smarts, he successfully constructs Cat's fly cycle, completely doing away with the design that Cat originally implemented. Then, Cat comes to a shocking realization, with the help of Winslow, of course.
You're right. The smarter he gets, the dumber I get.
Cat tries to put on one of Dog's educational tapes, but he's so dumb that he can't even put it into the VCR properly. The next day, we see CatDog at the invention convention, having won first place for inventing the fly cycle.
Oh, it works good, huh? It flies with fastness of being in the air part when it goes woo.
Allow me, Felinius.
Chocolate?
Quite so.
Dog explains the science behind the fly cycle, leaving everyone impressed, but things take a sharp, quick turn into sadness pretty abruptly when Randolph asks Cat if there's anything he would like to add.
I have chocolate! What's funny with laughing? You think I'm smart not? I'm smart!
Cat ends up getting distracted from his sadness by a blinking red button inside of the fly cycle. He goes in and presses it, which launches them out of the convention and into space. Dog ends up offending Cat, which reminds him of why he ended up being so dumb in the first place.
You did this to me, Bow Wow person. You make the smart go bye-bye.
The two of them go back and forth, pushing the brain through their body and between both of their heads. Things get pretty crazy in the spaceship. Cat beats Dog in the face with his own brain, he plays basketball with it, he punches it like a speed bag, and Dog even tries to flatten it with a rolling pin before shooting them from a cannon. By the end of it all, they go back to normal somehow with little to no explanation, but let's not worry about that. The real concern is how they're gonna fly that spaceship safely back to Earth.
Oh, you see that, Dog? Look, my original invention works.
So, how does it land?
Well, that's it. Land. Keep pedaling, Dog. Just keep pedaling.
My calves.
I got it. Just keep pedaling.
Number 4. The Collector. This is one of my all-time favorite episodes, being that I also collect things. The episode begins with Dog seeing a commercial for the new Mean Bob action figure and straight up eating the ottoman with excitement.
I'm Mean Bob, and I'm mad. Mean Bob's got X-ray eyes, sonar ears, and self-healing battle scar.
Dog immediately feels the need to go get a Mean Bob action figure from the store, while Cat exclaims that you'd have to be an idiot to buy one. Regardless of Cat's piss-poor attitude, Dog races them to the toy store. They get there, and Rancid Rabbit tells them that he only has 2 Mean Bob action figures left. Cat, who, may I remind you, thinks this is stupid, is easily persuaded by Rancid into buying one.
You look like a supremely intelligent cat.
Well,
These are real collector's items. Worth a fortune someday.
Wrap it up, Shopkeep.
They get home and Dog gets right into playing with his Mean Bob. Meanwhile, Cat boasts that he is keeping his in pristine mint condition and someday it'll be worth a fortune. Later that night, CatDog goes to bed, each with their Mean Bob figures at their bedside. And Cats comes to life and tells him that if he buys more Mean Bobs, he will make more money. Next thing you know, CatDog is headed to a 24-hour toy store in the middle of the night.
look, there's extra Mean Bob, Headless Mean Bob, even a Mother's Day Mean Bob. Must have them.
Cat goes off the deep end and straight up sells all of their worldly possessions to buy the greatest Mean Bob collection in the world. Then in comes Cornelius Sunshine, who overheard Cat saying that he has the best Mean Bob collection.
Bet you don't have this one.
It's the incredibly rare Disco Mean Bob. Sold!
Cat goes as far as to trade Winslow for the Disco Mean Bob, which, as I discussed in my last CatDog video, is basically like trading his adoptive father away for a toy. Next thing you know, all of the Mean Bobs start talking to Cat, telling him that they're gonna get dusty and that he needs to keep them in mint condition. So Cat sets up a perfectly pressurized, humidity-controlled, dust-free environment to keep his collection in that's at the bottom of a bunker that is straight up locked up tighter than Fort Knox. He leaves the bunker and Dog tells him that he got a new Mean Bob action figure in the mail from Europe, and Cat pulls a move straight out of the Funko Pop Collector's Handbook.
Oh, you touched him. There's a paw print on it.
I'm sorry.
Look what you did. It's ruined. It's ruined. It's ruined.
Next thing you know, Sunshine drives by with a trailer full of money, saying that he sold his Mean Bob collection and that now is the time to sell. So Cat attempts to follow in his footsteps, only to get attacked by his Mean Bob collection because they don't want to be sold.
You can never sell us! Oh, yeah? Well, who's gonna stop me?
Finally, Cat makes it to the toy store to sell them, but he finds out that he is too late and Mean Bobs are completely worthless now. The new hottest toy on the market is a similar action figure called Evil Eric, but fortunately for Cat, Rancid still ends up making a deal with him.
Cat, are you going to play with your new toy?
No. I think I'll keep him in the box.
Hey, let me out of here, you lousy cat! Mean Winslow is gonna knock your block off and whoop you the next Tuesday. Oh, you are gonna pay for this!
Can we keep him in the bottom of the toy box?
Number 3. Workforce. So, right out the gate, this episode begins with an absolute banger of a jingle.
Cavity crunch, eat it for breakfast, munch it for lunch, dinner time too, 'cause I got a hunch, you'll love Cavity Crunch.
The episode begins in the Cavity Crunch factory, where we get a glimpse at the cereal being made from what seems to be toxic waste and garbage. Of course, Rancid Rabbit oversees the whole operation, and CatDog, Mervis, and Dunlap all work on the production line as box lickers. Dog, due to his extra slobbery tongue, is a full-blown natural who is inspired by the #1 prize stuffer in the factory.
Number one, 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 number one. I can't drink it anymore.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
Rancid ends up being impressed with Dog's flair and promotes him up to prize stuffer. We then get a glimpse at the workplace environment in the factory as CatDog goes to lunch. Dog and the other prize stuffers get to feast on a massive gourmet spread, while Cat and the other box lickers get to eat straight up sodium chloride.
Boy, is that a Delmonico? I don't know if I can eat all that.
Back on the line, Rancid catches another glimpse of Dog working, and he tells Dog that he has what it takes to be #1, but there's only one thing standing in his way, and that would be Cat.
You're lucky you're attached to Dog. No breaks for a month.
Sorry, Cat. It's best for Cavity Crunch.
Cat ends up trying to sabotage Dog by putting mouse traps in the boxes that Dog's stuffing, but it doesn't work at all. Eventually, Dog ends up getting what he wished for, and he's promoted to #1 prize stuffer. Unfortunately, he ends up letting it go to his head. He turns into a massive jerk and treats all of the box lickers like garbage. He even goes as far as inspecting Cat, Mervis, and Dunlap's tongues for saliva.
Your licking days are over, Dunlap! You're fired!
All of the box lickers decide to revolt, leaving all of the licking and stuffing to Dog. It's not long before Dog gets overwhelmed, and him and Cat end up getting sent down the conveyor belt with the cereal boxes. Later on, we see CatDog at home, sitting at the table, talking about how they never want to see another box of Cavity Crunch again, but I'm sure you can guess what's for dinner.
Honey-baked goodness in every bowl! This has even more crunchy goodness than usual! How can they keep making it crunchier and gooder? They keep doing it!
Number 2. Brothers' Day. This episode begins with CatDog having a mud pit installed in their yard for some good old-fashioned mud wrestling. After they're done, they go inside and Cat has a tender moment with his loofah as he cleans the mud off of himself.
Hate to interrupt your special cat loofah moment.
Winslow asks Cat what he's getting for Dog for Brothers' Day, and Cat said he isn't getting him anything because it always blows up in his face.
Check this out. On our first Brothers' Day, I bought Dog a jar of gourmet mayonnaise. He gave me a hat. I got him an expensive dirt bike on our 5th Brothers' Day. I still have the scar. And then there was that time Well, every night since nightmares, I can't go. I don't want to be that guy, please.
Just then, a plane flies by, dropping ads for a Brother's Day sale, but we learn that dogs spent the last of their money on mud, so they won't be able to afford gifts for each other. Later on, we see an ad on TV for Brother's Day as well.
Forget about your father, forget about your mother, spend at least $1. Jeepers, he's your brother!
Winslow comes up and says that if he had a brother, he'd be real sneaky and tell his brother that he's not getting him a gift. Then he would sneak out and buy him the best gift ever, which gives CatDog the idea to do that exact same thing. The next day, we see Dog counting money as his mud is being removed. The brothers then go into town, where we see Cat go into a used loofah store where he sells his loofah for money to buy Dog a present.
Hand over the loofah, bub.
No, don't go! Don't leave me all alone, please!
The two then go to the mall and sneakily buy each other gifts. The next morning, they're woken up by Winslow, the one-man marching band, celebrating them. Dog surprises Cat with a gift, then Cat surprises Dog with a gift.
Oh, frilly underwear.
Where? Oh, this? No. Well, not exactly. I mean, well, see, I just figured you'd like a mud wrestling uniform just like the pros.
We're then stuck with tragedy when Cat finds out that Dog sold his mud to buy Cat's gift, a special carrying case for his loofah.
But I sold Mr. Loofah to buy your gift.
Tragedy! The gift that keeps on giving!
The tragedy doesn't last long though, as Dog reveals that he sold the carrying case to buy Cat a mud wrestling outfit too, because he found a recipe for mud.
Hey, Dog! How about a little tag team wrestling?
Oh, no! Let's just keep cool, fellas, huh? Hey, take my wallet! Hey, I don't want any trouble! No, hey, here's some CatDog. Hey, settle down! Oh, take my credit card! Ow!
Looks like curtain for the little blue guy!
Number 1. All You Can't Eat. This episode is the one that's most burned into my brain. When I think of CatDog, this is the number 1 first episode that I think of. It begins at everyone's favorite restaurant, Taco Depot, yet another business that Rancid Rabbit manages.
3 things. 1, I'm the guy in the taco shell. 2, keep this place clean. My boss sometimes drops in. 3, never, ever serve that taco hog CatDog.
The number 1 rule of Taco Depot is no shirt, no shoes, no CatDog. Unfortunately, Dog saw the words all you can eat and thought it literally meant you could eat it all, which got them banned from the restaurant. With their best friend Dunglap working there though, that gives them an in.
We're Dog Cat!
Hola, senor. May I take your order?
Dunglap lets them get at the all-you-can-eat buffet, but before Dog can even take one bite, Rancid shows up to kick them out.
Cat, I paid for food, and I didn't get food.
Cat then takes it upon himself to make sure it's his personal mission to see that Dog ends up getting the food that he paid for. First, they disguise themselves as a mother pushing a stroller with a baby inside of it, which, in my opinion, is actually a pretty good idea. It's way better than the next few attempts, at least. They even have the clever idea to dress up as a man in a trench coat, but they still get thrown out when Rancid sees Dog eating food while sticking out of the bottom of the trench coat.
Looks like your barn door's open there, partner. Happy trails!
Next, we see Cat turning heads and making the drive-thru go crazy as he tries to distract Rancid while dressed up as a blonde woman in a dress.
Just 1 bottle of your finest sparkling Mexican water, please.
While Cat distracts Rancid, Dog tries to climb his way through the taco bar, but again fails as Rancid notices him. This episode really grinds my gears a little bit because not only have they paid for food, but they've paid for it twice and still haven't gotten their food. On top of that, Rancid just continuously humiliates them.
Only one thing more pathetic than a dumb dog. A dumb dog attached to an extremely dumb cat.
just when Dog decides that he doesn't feel like eating tacos anymore, Cat gives him a very patriotic speech about how they can't let Rancid Rabbit take away their right to eat tacos.
First, they take away the tacos. Then, the chimichangas, which is a beautiful word. What next?
Refried beans?
Exactly.
Cat decides to up their game, and they come up with a plan to stealthily sneak in there Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell style, but unfortunately, Dog wearing shoes on his hands results in them being launched into the garbage chute, but they still remain unseen at least. They sneak under the tiles, over towards the buffet, they slither up a wall and through the ceiling tiles, and then into a light bulb, but Rancid sees them and turns on the light. They get launched right into the buffet, and Dog quickly eats literally all of the food.
I feel sick, Dog. But it's a good sick, because we won, I think.
Just then, Mr. Depot, the owner of the restaurant, shows up and sees the giant mess. He fires Rancid right there on the spot due to the unkept restaurant, and he promotes Dunglap to manager, who decides that CatDog are always welcome.
Hey, Cat! Cat! Wake up! Hello! It's the cat! Yoo-hoo!
And that's all for today's video. If you made it this far, then leave me a comment letting me know what your favorite episode of CatDog is. Make sure, of course, that if you enjoyed this video that you drop a like and give praise to the YouTube algorithm in hopes that it promotes this video. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.